right. All right. Let's get this started, huh? Let's get this started. So, Saturday, December 12th, 2020. This is AA with RON Entertainment, Aaron Entertainment, bringing you Why We Love Sports, Episode 7, 3 p.m. Eastern, on as I said, Saturday, December 12th, 2020. And jam-packed sports week. We got lot of news this week. Basketball preseason started yesterday, and we got some basketball news and rumors. MLB, we got some more transactions taking place this week actually. We got some hockey news. Looks like a division. I'll get up the divisions, realignments, and season start date. Tentative season start date, which I'm looking forward to, of course. And we're going to go over the week in NFL, check the standings, make Week 14 predictions. Because we're getting close to the end of the season, and the playoffs will start next month. NFL, and they're going to make it. I think they're going to make it. And Des Bryant, false negative, so his test will be being pulled for his game before a couple hours before a game. Might have been a false positive. So I'm gonna get some baseball news. Transactions. All right, let's get some baseball news. Let's talk. Happened earlier this week. Chicago White Sox and Texas Rangers made a trade. Chicago White Sox acquired starting pitcher Lance Lynn for prospect who did pitch in the majors this year, Dwayne Dunning, one of Chicago's top prospects. And another prospect. Now, Chicago's going on, and they made the playoffs this year. They spent a lot of money this last offseason, but now they're trying to get farther in the playoffs. And by acquiring Lansing will help bolster that rotation with Keiko, Lucas Giolito, hopefully Renato Lopez, rebounds. They got Yasmil Grando, young hitters, and Luis Roberts, Iro Jimenez, Yoka Makata. They got nice pieces there that can potentially have them compete in that division for years to come. It looks like Cleveland's going the other direction. Minnesota, they have question marks, right? They don't have the money like the White Sox do. And last thing is to solidify the rotation. Solid third or fourth star in that rotation. Innings guy who will give you quality starts. So Chicago made a great move there, in my opinion. The White Sox. This is the White Sox, not the Cubs. Cubs made no moves. Okay, another trade. I know somebody, Sean Wasapa Fightful, is a fan of this team, the Cincinnati Reds. They traded their closer, Rafael Iglesias, to the California Angels, Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, for reliever Jose Ramirez. Now, Cincinnati is cutting payroll. There's most teams in the majors because of the 2020 shortened season, no fans, pandemic affected most of the teams revenue-wise, financial-wise, whatever you want to call it, financially, same thing. They didn't make any revenue from the gate. And Cincinnati is one of those teams. Now, Cincinnati has never really had a big payroll, but they had a solid middle-of-the-ground payroll. But Bauer looks like he's gone. There's speculation they might trade Sonny Gray. But they traded their closer, Rafael Iglesias, to the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim for Jose Ramirez. This is going to help the Angels because I think Los Angeles Angels are going to be one of the big teams, main teams in this offseason looking to make a big move. Especially on the pitching side. And getting this will solidify help their bullpen as their closer. But what they need help is starting rotation rise, and I think they're gonna make a play for Bauer. I think they might get Bauer. I don't see Bauer going to the Blue Jays as another team is rumored to be interested in him. I don't see him going to the Blue Jays because I don't know what he's thinking. I don't know what his manager is like. Is he going to take a long-term contract? What I mean by that is more than 2 years, like between 5 and 4 years, 4 and 5 years, or is he going to take one of those short-term contracts by a higher average salary of something like 1 or 2 years, by like 35 to 40 million a year. I don't know what Bauer's. I don't know what him and the agents are thinking. I don't know what the teams are like. If a team's willing to take Bauer for 1 or 2 years, that team has to be willing to compete now. But if a team wants to sign him 4 or 5 years, that team is building for the future where they could be competitive for a longer time. And I think Angels are that team because they really need rotation help. And Bauer will give them a legit ace, something they've been missing since, I don't know, Jared Weaver. I mean, we spent a lot of money on Pujols. They're still paying for that. Spend a lot of money on Anthony Rendon. Of course, Trout, but Trout, you spend as much as you want on Trout. Trout, right? Mike Trout, I don't care. I don't care how much 15 years, whatever. I don't know his contract like that, but if you want to spend 40, 50 million a year on Trout, you do it. But they have a lot of high-paid talent on that team. Remember, last week they acquired Jose Iglesias from Baltimore. Remember that? To replace Andrade Simmons, as a starting shortstop. Meaning he's most likely going to leave and sign with another team as a free agent. Simmons, so Angels made that move. Let's talk about some free agent signings. Oh, and here's a big news today. Breaking news, right? In the baseball world. The Mets. Remember, they were rumored to be in JT Realmuto. It's not the case. Over the past week, it looks like they're turning attention away from Realmuto and turning attention to a solid catcher, James McCann. And what do you know? Today in the morning, they signed James McCann to a 4-year deal, $40 million contract, so $10 million a year to be their backstop for the next 4 years. Backstop means catcher. Now, what this means is that they have other money to spend on big-time free agents. You know, they're one of the other teams. Them Blue Jays, Angels are looking to spend money, and at the top tier. So this gives them more flexibility to potentially go after Springer that they might be the front runners for. I don't know about Bauer. JJ LeMahieu, maybe trade for Lindor. They're going to spend money anyway. They're going to acquire players with the money they have, and McCann's a solid addition. It's not JT Realmuto's league, but he's a solid addition. He's a good catcher defensively. He can call a game. He can hit a bit. He can hit. He won't hurt you. He'll definitely help the team, and he'll definitely help the team financially rise because, as I said, before they're one of the teams. Steve Cohen, the new owner, says he's going to spend and make this team better. And he said then they're going to be one of those teams that are going to look for a high-priced free agent. And I think they're going to get one. Now, Kansas City made some interesting free agent news this week. They signed former Indian, former Philly, Carlos Santana to a 2-year deal. Now, Santana, what'd you get with Santana? Good eye at the plate. He'll walk more than strike out. Good on base percentage. Average. His walk rate makes up for his average. He can hit for 20 to 25 home runs. Solid leader. He won't hurt you at all. Good first baseman. He won't hurt you at all. It's getting a little bit up there in age. But it's just, can I just say, starting to make a little bit of moves. They want to improve. Of course, they want to improve. Every team wants to improve. They're not in rebuild mode. They want to take the small next step. And Santana will definitely help that team and the young players in that team to get better. Surprisingly, I didn't see it coming. But remember, they made a move for Mike Minor last week, so to help the rotation. They're in that point of their team where you're not looking for keep young players. They're looking for some veterans to possibly help the team improve and help the young players get better. Leadership, how veterans can show these young players how to play the game, how to present themselves, how to respect the game, and how to teach them to get better. Basically, leadership to bring to the team. That's what you do with young teams. You got to bring some veteran players to leadership. Otherwise, they will not get better. And so that's what Kansas City is doing. What else is there? What else? Let me sit back. Oh yes, Phillies have hired Dave Dombrowski. Remember, he built up the Montreal Expos, Detroit Tigers, and Boston Red Sox. Remember, he left the Red Sox. It looks like he wasn't gonna come back to baseball. He stayed in Nashville, trying to persuade MLB to get a team in Nashville. And it looks like there's a possible chance that if there's expansion, not for the short future, but long-term future, that this expansion team might end up happening in Nashville before Montreal or Portland or wherever cities are interested in a team. But now he's here to win the Phillies. And you know the Phillies, they're having financial issues. They probably won't trade JT Realmuto. Right? He's a free agent. He's gone. Looking to trade Juan Segura. And they're looking to trade Zach Wheeler, the free agent pitcher they signed last year, not week. And they're having financial issues. So with Dave Dombrowski here, and Dave Dombrowski is not the guy to tear down the team to rebuild. He's the guy who goes all in. And I guess maybe Phillies hiring him changes their plan. Maybe it changes their strategy. Maybe now they're going to still plan to contend, but they're going to trade players just to get quality MLB players back. And then they can help their team win now and make the playoffs. Because remember, they got Harper on the team, right? 13 years. And you got to build around Harper. So that's the Philadelphia Phillies. So we got Kansas City making free agent signings, Angels making a trade, Mets making a free agent signing today, Philadelphia hiring Dave Dombrowski. And the Chicago White Sox making a trade to bolster up their rotation early in the week. This is the winter meetings week, everybody. This is when they start talking, and although there's not a lot of noise, because this week is not traditional winter meetings. Usually winter meetings, they're usually at a hotel and with management, representatives of each team, agents representing players. They all meet, wherever. But this year they can't do that, so it's quieter than usual. Understandably why. So that's the MLB weekly update for you guys. And I'm going to go into NBA now. The NBA. Now, preseason just kicked off yesterday, and preseason continues on today. So we're only 10 days away from opening night December 12th. Okay, December 22nd is 10 days. So, we got some interesting news. Let's talk about the Harden stuff. Harden wants out, clearly. And looks like Philadelphia is clearly the favorites to land him. And he might be traded before this week. I don't know. He's not reported to camp because he's not happy. And if Philadelphia does trade for him, I don't think it's a good deal for Philadelphia because I know a lot of people like Harden. He's a great scorer, but Harden is not the type of team that can lead you to a championship. He's not a leader. He doesn't defend. There's evidence to support that in the playoffs, and there's evidence. Why do you think Westbrook, Paul, all these other guys wanted to leave him? They don't like Harden. They don't think Harden can lead. Harden, with that Philadelphia team, the one thing they lack is true leadership. They got rid of Horford, who was supposed to provide that. And the thing with Embiid and Simmons is a good player. Embiid is a good player. But what I see with Embiid, I don't see leadership qualities in him. Because he goofs around a lot. And Simmons, I don't know, he maybe be a leadership guy. But can he be the dominant force that people think he is? Because could he put up the points? I know he could pass the ball, he could defend. He could do that, rebound. Good. But he has to be able to be more dominant scoring wise. But with Harden there, if Harden gets traded to Philadelphia, Simmons has to go to Houston because Houston's not going to take a bunch of contracts off their hand for Harden. They want one of the young studs, and Harden has to get Simmons. Simmons has to be the guy that the Rockets take back in a deal for Harden. And if they don't offer that, I'm keeping Harden in the Rockets until there's a deal I like. And if there's nothing a deal like, well, too bad. He has 2 years left, right? I don't know what his contract's like, but if I was the Rockets, and Philadelphia's a team that's most likely the destination, and if you don't offer me Simmons, I'm saying no. I'm keeping Harden. You don't trade a player to benefit the player if he wants out just because he's being a whiny little crybaby. You want to trade a player for personal reasons. This is not a personal reason. This is just Harden being a bitch. Whiny bitch. He hasn't won anything. Yeah, they got to the playoffs, but he hasn't won anything. He can't win with Chris Paul, can't win with Westbrook. And they should trade him for someone who they can win with. And Simmons is I don't think Simmons is the complete guy that can help him win. But I don't think Simmons will take the Rockets to the next level. But I know he can help them. But just don't trade Harden for the sake of it. Trade Harden for players that benefit your team. Because I don't think Houston is in the rebuild mode. They got John Wall, right? Remember that trade for Westbrook? They got John Wall. And let's get some other news. Giannis has not signed a Supermax. Now he has a few more days. He has days to sign a Supermax before the season starts. So there's always a possibility you can sign a Supermax. But what he said he'll have his agent deal with that stuff. Now you can speculate about me. He can still sign a Supermax in Milwaukee, but this leads towards me thinking he might actually leave. And are you surprised he's a superstar? Superstars in the NBA, they're always like this. Yeah, you can't trust any superstars in the NBA, no matter who they are, even if it's Giannis. Because in the NBA, they're most likely to leave their team. They're not NBA superstars, especially the superstars, they're not loyal. They don't have loyalty to their team. And they make it known. They're not loyal. What does this mean? Does it mean he can be a free agent and sign with another team? What, like who? Miami, Toronto, Golden State? Who? I don't know. He doesn't sign a Supermax. There's a possibility he could be a free agent and sign with any team he likes. I know he likes Milwaukee, but he has to do what's best for him. If he doesn't see a team winning championship, I don't know. They're a great regular season team, but they have to do in the playoffs, right? They're in the same situation like when the Raptors had Kawhi Leonard, even though the Raptors won the championship. Was he going to be signed here or not? And eventually he went to the Clippers. I think that was a bad move. I know he went there to go home, but I think going to the Clippers is a bad move for him. I think Toronto was the best move. Staying in Toronto would be the best move for Kawhi. But he wanted to play close to home. But, Kawhi, there's stuff on Kawhi getting out leaked now. That Kawhi is not a saint. And I knew it from the start. Him and his uncle, they're snakes behind the scenes. And the Clippers signed Paul George 4 years, 85 million. I don't know, 4 years something million. 4 years, 185 million. Oh my God. Paul George is a solid player, but he's not a winner. He hasn't done anything to win. And he gets special treatment in Kawhi. I think it was a bad move in the Clippers. They have to re-sign Kawhi because he's a free agent next year, if he opts out, I believe. So Clippers have Paul George locked up. He's a snake like Kawhi. You get professional. You get special treatment, which I think is kind of divide the team. Maybe that's one of the reasons Monsters Hero left. I don't know. There's stuff with Kawhi and Paul George, Kawhi Leonard and Paul George that doesn't sound right. The team, right? The team is stuff leaking out about how those two divide the team. And it's not good. It's not a good look for ownership for the team. It's not good. I mean, if you have divided a team, it's not a good look. You're not gonna win anything. And maybe the bubble amplified that a bit. I don't know. And now let's go to the Nets. So the Nets, the NBA fined the Nets $25,000 to Kyrie Irving for not speaking to the media. Typical Kyrie Irving. And he posted on Instagram calling basically the media pawns. This guy's a freaking idiot. He doesn't get it. He's in New York now. No, he's in Brooklyn. But he's in Brooklyn now. He didn't get, even before Brooklyn, he's going to get rattled, ridiculed by the press. He has to talk to the media. I know he doesn't like it. Most athletes don't like talking to the media, but they have to, and it's required from the NBA to do it. Otherwise, they're going to get fined. If he keeps getting fined, if he keeps skipping on the media, 25,000, become 50,000, 100,000. Possibly suspension, and the team is just going to say to him, talk to the media or we're going to suspend and fine you yourselves. And it puts more pressure on Steve Nash, first time coach, and maybe even Kevin Durant is coming back. Kyrie Irving has to be a man and just speak to the media. But Kyrie Irving, he can't win this guy. He's not a winner. Without LeBron, he can't win. And Boston was much better without him. They look more relaxed, more confident, better off without him. Kevin Walker's a breath of fresh air for the Boston Celtics. He's got Kyrie Irving, and Durant, two talented players, but I don't think it will work in Brooklyn. I'm sorry, Nets fans. I don't think Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant will work in Brooklyn. Kyrie Irving is not the winning type of player. Talented, good, very good point guard, all-star caliber point guard, but he doesn't have the attitude to win, and he's a miserable human being. I don't know why he's so miserable. And Kevin Durant, we'll see what Kevin Durant, how healthy he is. What percentage of the old Kevin Durant we get back? Because he's Achilles heels. You never really truly fully heal from that. But we'll see. I'm sorry, Net fans. I just don't see Kyrie Irving leading you to a championship. Durant, yeah, but he's very sensitive too, guys. So be careful of Durant. And NBA preseason kicked off yesterday, and continues today. My Toronto Raptors play Charlotte Bobcats, 7 p.m. I'm going to watch that. I'm really interested in seeing how this will work. I watched some preseason yesterday with no crowds, and I didn't care. But I'm going to watch the Raptors and the Bobcats. And I think it's in Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay Raptors. No, don't even call them Tampa Bay Raptors. If you call them Tampa Bay Raptors, I'm going to slap you so hard that you'll be forced to come to Toronto Raptors for the rest of your life. I'll first slap you. I know Kyle Lowry's not going to play in the two first preseason games. Okay. Now let's go to the NFL. So let's go to NFL. And, well, the Rams basically dominated the Patriots. Patriots, I think, are done. They're out of the playoffs. Let's go to the NFL. I got my phone here. Check the standings. NFL. Let's check the standings. We'll go division first. So we'll talk AFC East first. So Buffalo's leading that division, of course, right? Oh no, one studio, no. Excuse me. I think Buffalo's gonna win that division. 9-3, they're leading the division. They're still ahead of Miami by 1 game. Miami's 8-4. New England 6-7. I think New England might be done. I just don't have confidence in Cam Newton leading them to the playoffs. The Jets are 0-12. They almost won against Oakland, but they just had to blow it. Pittsburgh's 11-1. Remember, they lost to Washington. Cleveland's 9-3. Baltimore 7-5. Cincinnati's 2-9-1. That's sort of AFC North. AFC South. Tennessee's 8-4. Indianapolis is 8-4. Houston's 4-8. Jacksonville's 1-11. And the AFC South. Let's go to AFC West. Kansas City 11-1. Las Vegas 7-5. Denver 4-8. Los Angeles 3-9. Now let's go to the NFC East. New York and Washington both 5-7. They're tied for first place. Terrible division. Philadelphia's 3-8. Dallas is 3-9. NFC North. Green Bay 9-3. Minnesota 6-6. Chicago 5-7. Detroit 5-7. Okay. NFC South. New Orleans 10-2. Tampa Bay 7-5. Atlanta 4-8. Carolina 4-8. Now let's go to NFC West. Los Angeles 9-4. Seattle 9-4. 8-4. Sorry. Arizona 6-6. San Francisco 5-7. Now let's go to conference. Okay. AFC conference standings. Pittsburgh's 11-1. Kansas City is 11-1. The difference is Kansas City clinched their division, but Pittsburgh hasn't because Pittsburgh's in a better division. Buffalo 9-3, the 3rd seed. Tennessee's 8-4, 4th seed. Cleveland's 5th seed. I think the Cleveland's gonna make the playoffs. I think the top 5 seeds, Pittsburgh, Kansas City, Buffalo, Tennessee, and Cleveland, are locks. Miami is 6th seed. Indianapolis is 7th seed. Las Vegas is 8th seed. Baltimore is 9th seed. So I think between Baltimore, Vegas, Indianapolis, and Miami, I think those teams are gonna make the playoff. 2 of those teams are gonna make the playoffs. And I'm gonna go with Indianapolis there. And I'm not sold on Baltimore. Depends on the standings. I think it's gonna be Indianapolis and Vegas, so we get the final seeds. The New Orleans 10-6-7. I think they're out. Denver's 4-8. They're definitely out. Houston's 4-8. Yeah, I think they're out. Los Angeles 3-9. They're out. Cincinnati, Jacksonville, New York Jets. Yeah, they're definitely out. National NFC Conference. New Orleans 10-2. They clinched their division. They're number 1 seed. Green Bay 9-3 in their division. Their 2nd seed. 3rd seed is the Rams 9-4. That could change with Seattle, possibly. New Yorkers 5-7. That could change. Seattle's 8-4, 5th seed. Tampa Bay is 6th seed. I'm not sold on Tampa Bay. I think Tampa Bay may not make the playoffs. I think Minnesota and Arizona can make the playoffs. I don't think Chicago can. But let's go. Tampa Bay is 6th seed. Minnesota is 7th seed. Arizona's 8th seed. Chicago's 5-7. They're 9th seed. Detroit's 10th seed. San Francisco's 11th seed. Washington is 12th seed. Atlanta is 13th seed. Carolina is 14th seed. Philadelphia is 15th seed. And Dallas is the 16th seed at 3-9. So Dallas and Philadelphia are 2 games behind New York and Washington. They still have a chance, but it's slim pickings. There's 3 or 4 games left. So the NFC East might come down to Washington and New York. Those could flip flop easily. New Orleans, I think, is going to win their division. Green Bay, I think, is going to win their division. The Rams and Seattle could flip flop, right? The playoffs, Tampa Bay, I think possibly can make Minnesota, Arizona. I don't know. I don't think definitely Tampa Bay is not going to catch New Orleans. The only thing here that I can see changing mostly is Seattle and the Rams. Seattle, Los Angeles, possibly changing. And Washington and the Giants. A couple weeks ago I was at Philadelphia, Dallas, the Washington, and the Giants. They would have changed a lot because of how terrible the division is, and they're not. But Philadelphia and the Cowboys are 2 games behind, and there's not a lot of games left in the season, and a lot has to change. And I think There's a good chance New York or Washington may end up winning the NFC East. It's looking a little bit more clear who's going to win out of the East, but it's still a pathetic division. But let's go to weekly predictions. NFL, okay. So, okay, NFL. Washington football team in San Francisco. San Francisco's been injured a lot. I'm going to go with San Francisco here. This is in San Francisco. San Francisco to win against Washington football team. Pittsburgh and Buffalo. Woo, woo. 8:20 p.m. game. Sunday night game. This is a game of the night. I don't know. I'm going Buffalo. Pittsburgh hasn't really played well, even though they're 11-1, so I'm going Buffalo. Okay. Texans and Bears. I'm going to go Houston to upset Chicago. Tennessee and Titans. Tennessee Titans versus Jacksonville Jaguars. Tennessee Titans will beat the Jaguars. Broncos and Panthers. Now they both suck. I'm going to Panthers here at home. Cowboys and the Bengals. They both suck. Cowboys without Burrows, of course. Cincinnati without Bortles, Cowboys without Prescott. I'm going to go with Cowboys here. I think they're going to win. Chiefs and Dolphins. Now they're both good teams. I'm going to go with the Dolphins to upset the Chiefs. This is in Miami. I'm going to go with Dolphins to upset the Chiefs. Cardinals and Giants. Now I'm going to go with the Cardinals to beat the Giants in New York. Vikings and Buccaneers. Tampa Bay. I think Tampa Bay is going to be the Buccaneers. Colts and Raiders. Whoa. And this is in Las Vegas. Good. Raiders need this win. Colts need this win, too. But I'm going to go with the Raiders. But I see Colts winning. Jets and Seahawks. Well, do we really have a choice? Seattle's going to win. Of course, against the Jets. Jets are going to continue to go win this. Packers and Lions. Packers to beat the Lions. Falcons and Chargers. I think Chargers are going to beat the Falcons. Saints and Eagles. New Orleans Saints to beat the Eagles. Monday's game. Where's the Monday's game? Browns and Ravens. Woohoo! This is a big game. Ravens need this game more because I think Browns are locked to win to make the playoffs. Browns are locked to make the playoffs. So I'm going to go with the Ravens to win here and beat the Browns. The Ravens need this win more than the Browns because I think the Browns are going to make the playoffs this year. It's looking real good. Okay. There's no football games during the week except for Monday, so that's good for week 14. That's good. Okay, now I don't know much of my fan base is not hockey fans, but I'm a Toronto fan, Maple Leaf fan. I'm a Canadian, and hockey is not my favorite sport. Baseball is my favorite sport, but hockey is also my favorite sport. Basketball, football, hockey, and baseball are my favorite sports. I don't mind soccer. I like soccer. There's other sports I like. I watch tennis once in a while. I can't watch golf. I think it's boring. I know there's a lot of golf people out there. I think golf is one of the most boring sports to watch. Playing it is a different story. But let's go on with the NHL stuff. So, January 13th is looking like we're going to get puck drop, possibly. Tentative date. Now, NHL has to make up the schedule, right? Schedule for that. If January 13th is the date. Now, we got possible teams, realignments for the standings. And let's go see if I can find them. And I'll describe it to you. NHL realignment. Okay. Let's take a look. Oh no, I don't want to do it like that. Just bear with me, people. I gotta find a good one. No. Here's a map. No, that's not it. Okay. Here. So let me go share screen with you guys. No audio for this. There's no audio for this. Here we go. Let's make it. Let me show you guys this. Okay. So, obviously, we have NHL realignment, right? Talk about NHL realignment once the NHL season starts, January 13th. So, let's go division by division, right? So, there's going to be 4 divisions, 8 teams in 3 divisions, 7 in 1 division. That's all Canadian teams. Going to have 7 teams because there's only 7 teams in 7 Canadian teams. And there's 31 teams in NHL. So, if you think about 7 plus 7, 8 plus 8 plus 8 is 24. Plus 7 is 31. See? Now let's go through the divisions. Division 1, Boston Bruins, Buffalo Sabres, New Jersey Devils, New York Islanders, New York Rangers, Philadelphia Flyers, Pittsburgh Penguins, and Washington Capitals. So you get you see Alexander Ferrier, Alexander Ovechkin. So they calls me Malcolm in that division. People are lucky to see that most of those players in that division and those fan bases are lucky to see that. Division 2 might be the weakest division of them all. Carolina Hurricanes, Columbus Blue Jackets, Detroit Red Wings, Chicago Blackhawks, Florida Panthers, Minnesota Wild, Nashville Predators, and Tampa Bay. But I'm hearing talk that either Nashville or Minnesota might move. I'm not sure. I'm not hearing talk. I'm reading about it. I don't have sources, but I'm reading it. Division 3, Anaheim Ducks, Arizona Coyotes, Colorado Avalanche, Dallas Stars, Los Angeles Kings, San Jose Sharks, St. Louis Blues, and the Vegas Golden Knights. Division 4, which is the All-Canadian division, Calgary Flames, Edmonton Oilers, Montreal Canadiens, Ottawa Senators, Toronto Maple Leafs, Vancouver Canucks, and Winnipeg Jets. So you can tell it's all geographical. They're all close by. The cities are all close by in terms of geography, right? To minimize the risk of traveling. Except Canada, the Canadian division is that's a lot of travel because Toronto, Montreal, and Ottawa to the West Coast, specifically Vancouver, is a long time. They're gonna have to map this out for teams. They're gonna have to play probably 2 or 3 games for 3 or 5 nights. Like a series, they might have to make it a series in baseball. It's 3 or 4 game series in baseball. They have to do it in hockey possibly. They have to play, say for example, Toronto has to play Montreal 3 or 4 games in a row. As I'm saying, it might possibly happen because the NHL is planning a 50 game season between 52 and 56, which is I expected to be 48. When they returned lockout, it was only 48 games. But they're gonna have 4 divisions, all Canadian division, and 3 American divisions. That's NHL. Now let's get to something sad that happened, guys. If you're a baseball guy, you know former MLB player Dick Allen, former Philly, passed away from the 70s. Now, Dick Allen tragically passed away the 7th of December. And some people are debating if he's a Hall of Famer. Let's go through his numbers. Is he a Hall of Famer? Alright, let's go through his numbers because I like to do this Hall of Fame thing, right? Let's go through his numbers. Alright, let's do a share screen again. Dick Allen, Philly, Philadelphia Philly, St. Louis Cardinal, Los Angeles Dodger, Chicago White Sox, Philadelphia Philly again, Oakland. So he played 15 years from 1963 to 1977. So let's go through his numbers. He did strike out a lot. I could see that. He did strike out a lot. On base wasn't bad. Home runs? Yeah, I mean, in that area you got Brooks Robertson. There's Mike Schmidt and stuff. I mean, he's not a 400 home run guy, but he has a 292 average, 351 on base percentage, 292. I can see the reasoning for him being a Hall of Fame, and I can see why people don't think he's a Hall of Famer. I don't know. I think he has a lot of 300 batting averages. Later in his career, his averages got lower and lower. Three, four, 6, 7-time All-Star in a 15-year career. So he's All-Star for like half his career. I think he should be in the Hall of Fame. What do you guys think? You think Dick Allen should be in the Hall of Fame? And I know usually this is a problem. Usually when guys pass away, they're not Hall of Famers. They talk about them, but they talk about if he should be a Hall of Famer or not. It usually happens, and I think he should be a Hall of Famer. But don't put him in the Hall of Fame because he passed away. Put him in the Hall of Fame because you believe he's a Hall of Famer. That's Dick Allen. Passed away December 7th, last Monday. Third baseman. Sadly, that passed. I'm going to go over some preseason NBA games to check out. You know what? Every Saturday I'll do those. I'll go over NBA preseason games for the day. So, preseason you got the Bobcats and the Hornets. The Charlotte Hornets and the Raptors playing. Indiana and Cleveland playing. Oklahoma and San Antonio playing. Dallas and Milwaukee playing. Bucks and Mavericks. Memphis Grizzlies, Minnesota playing. Denver and the Warriors playing. Phoenix and the Jazz playing. All preseason games tonight. What else is there talk about NBA? Oh, sports. Okay. I think they should cancel the World Juniors. I think it's unsafe. I think it's stupid. Wait till next year when things can be much better here. I can see things much better. Looks positive for the future in the world. Canada and US. With the news happening in Canada and US about the vaccine. I'm not gonna talk about that. I talked about it weeks ago. How it's looking up, and how you gotta be patient. You gotta be patient. Enjoy what you have now. Enjoy the basketball and football. Because football's ending. Enjoy basketball, and we're gonna get hockey. But I'm excited. Sorry for basketball. I'm really happy basketball's coming back. Hope we can make it work. Really do hope they can make it work. I have a video I already posted about hockey cards, right? Check it out. Maybe I'll post a link. Not a link, but maybe I'll post a link down below, or at the end of the video once it gets processed, I'll put it up here. But I got hockey cards in the mail delivered to me 2 days ago, Thursday. Because I got it from EB on the website in booster packs. Because I ordered a charger for the Xbox One, but you need $35 over. An Xbox charger only is $30, so I need to get something to get the extra $5. So I got 2 card packs, and I'll go over the cards again. So let's go over. Let me show you what I got. Jonathan Toews, Winnipeg Jets, captain. Oh, Chicago Blackhawks. I'm sorry, he looks like the Jets uniform for a second. Colin Miller, the Buffalo Sabres. Just making sure it's right. Yannick Gordy, Tampa Bay Lightning. Yep. Connor Brown, Ottawa center, former Maple Leaf. Zach Werenski. Dazzlers. I don't know what this means. But I gotta find I gotta keep them safe. Tyler Myers of the Vancouver Canucks. A checklist of Nathan McKinnon and Artemi Panarin on it. Patrice Bergeron of the Boston Bruins. John Morrissey of the Winnipeg Jets. Gabriel Landeskog of the Colorado Avalanche. Mitch Marner of my Toronto Maple Leafs. I met the guy. Maybe I'll tell you a story how I met Mitch Marner. Kailer Yamamoto of the Edmonton Oilers. Victor Hedman of Tampa Bay Lightning. Alex Tuch of Las Vegas Golden Knights. Buck Besser of Vancouver Canucks. Sorry. John Moore of the Boston Bruins. Those are my cards. I really have a video of unpacking them. But this is a sports show I want to show you guys here. I need to find some. I'll put it here for now. Keep them safe. They won't get ruined in there, I know that. That's my cards. What am I planning to do? Next month, when I have the money, I plan to buy some hobby boxes of hockey, basketball, MLB. MLB will start next month. The MLB will be starting next year. Hockey will be starting next year. NBA maybe. NBA I might do. Football I'm going to start the next season. And wrestling hobby boxes. But I'll do wrestling hobby boxes on a separate video. I'll do unpacking of booster packs, hobby boxes, whatever, in separate videos. I'm not going to do it on live streams. But I will be planning to start this next month because next month there's no video games I plan to buy because there's nothing that interests me with video games. So hobby boxes get my attention. The only issue I have that you have to spend like so much money before shipping is free to get hobby boxes. It's a joke. And some stores you have to pay up front. So what that means is once you check out, you ready to take a process or credit card before pre-order. If you're for a pre-order, say you want to pre-order some cards, right? Say shipping is $250, and it's free. So I bought like 4 or 5 hobby boxes to combine the $250, get the free shipping. But you have to pay, checkout you have to pay up front $250 before the pre-order. So you have to pay $250 right away, but you won't get your hobby boxes till the release date. I don't like that. I'd rather pay for when the hobby boxes come. I'd rather have them take money off my credit card when the hobby box gets released. Like you do for video games at EB and Best Buy, wherever stores, they don't take money until it's shipped. I want them to take money until the item is. I want them to take card stores or cards stores, whatever. Take money when the item is shipped, not upfront. I know why they do it, but I prefer it to be I prefer them to take the money from my credit card when the item is shipped. That's why That's why I'm waiting till next month. Because otherwise, I would do it today. I would pre-order stuff if it wasn't upfront. So be on the lookout for that stuff. And video-wise, I'm not gonna do it on a stream, but maybe I will do it. I won't do it unpacking on a stream. I'll do unpackings on separate videos and unboxing on videos. But maybe I'll show you if you want to watch the stream. Maybe I'll show you the guys the cards on the as future streams after I unpack them and unbox them again in a stream. I'll show you twice. Show you the cards twice. But all that starting next month. So expect to get baseball and hockey next year. Basketball maybe, and football when fall comes around for the next season. So that's packs of cards. My plan with cards for you guys. Separate videos, and I may show you them on second time on a live stream once obviously unpacked, unboxed. And I really do like the cards. And I mentioned Mitch Marner, right? Mitch Marner, Toronto Maple Leafs. I did meet him. But I'll make a separate video about the day I met Mitch Marner. of the Toronto Maple Leafs. But I also met Austin Matthews of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Maybe I'll tell you in the same story as that. In the same video as that. I'll tell you a separate video of that. So let's get some news. News from me, right? Okay. Monday, it's all about wrestling. Episode 6, yes, 6. We're going to talk about Kenny Omega, Don Callis, Kenny Omega, how they manipulate everything to gain their way. I love the perfect. Talk about that. Talk about Vince McMahon saying down certain superstars to the PC stand and work on the craft. And we'll talk about that. I'm gonna go over the week in wrestling. Raw from last week, from all this week. AEW and SmackDown, Dynamite and SmackDown, NXT of course, and then I'll talk about TLC is coming up. I won't make a prediction. I'll be a separate video, but I'll be talking about the predictions. Talking about TLC a bit, what I'm interested in, what I'm not interested in, and then whatever news comes up. Because always there's going to be news. I'll be talking about that. That'll always be updated. Because it's Miss Monday. Monday at 3 p.m. is all about wrestling. Thursday is all about the pop. I haven't set that up yet. But I will be setting that up. What I'm going to majorly talk about? Well, Disney. As you know, Disney had a huge announcement. I'm going to talk about the Disney stuff. That's going to be my main focus in that video. So, it's all about wrestling, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday. It's all about the pop. I still have to set it up, as I said. 3 p.m. Next Thursday. And then Why We Love Sports Episode 8 next Saturday at 8 p.m. So that's my lineup for the next week. And a little preview. So, thank you. Like, comment. Thumbs up. Subscribe down below. And tell me. Are you excited for an NBA coming back? Yes or no? Just tell me. Thank you.